Julian, Aibuan,
Ayubowan.
Supatweva.
Supatweva.
Supatweva in Dhamma, kind of like wish, but it's more than a wish. May you be healed. Healed not in this just this lifetime. Healed from samsara. That means you completely liberate. That's the whole reason behind Supatweva. How do you feel when you hear the word?
You feel like a relief. It's relieving you. You feel like things, the negative is coming out, and yeah, it's something. It's a good feeling. It's a very, very light feeling.
Light feeling.
It feels light.
Let's talk about the reason you are here. 25 years of age.
Yes, I was looking for the truth about everything. Truth about history, about existence in general, etc., etc. I've been reading about Buddhism already. I could find some answers, but not all of them. So I decided to go to India and Nepal, because this is where people are told that Buddhism is coming from.
India, right?
India and Nepal. So but Sri Lanka in my travel was going to be the first place I wanted to go, but it was only going to be mostly for holidays. Also visit few sites that are from Buddha's time, the last Buddha. And after that, I wanted to go to India and Nepal. So, but in Sri Lanka, actually, I found out that a lot of things happened in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, you came here just to travel first this country because you saw the nature and
Exactly.
everything was good, but you thought Buddha and whole Buddhism and everything is in India,
Exactly.
and whole spirituality is in this part of the world, in this region.
Exactly, yes. I knew that was the main one, still alive now. Like when you see people looking for spirituality in the world, India is one of the main places they would go. And Buddhism is still practiced by many people and has been untouched since back then.
Have you searched about Buddhism and Buddha when you were in France?
Yes, yes. Mostly on the internet and throughout books. So on the internet, when you look at it, the center, let's say, is north of India and Nepal, because this is also where the Dalai Lama is residing, and Tibet. And Tibet is the region south of China, also with the border of Nepal. I was going to go there. Even the Mount Kailash is there. That's where the river, Ganga River, is starting from. This is the main. So this, in the text, is the main sacred place on the earth. Even Mount Kailash is known to be one of the most important places to go to feel the energy there,
Energy.
to feel the message. Yes.
Like Buddhism or Buddha Dhamma, the authentic. Did you think it was also in India, right? Probably the authentic Dhamma.
Exactly. So that's why I wanted to go there, because when I look on the internet, that's where they hold a lot of texts from, I think 1,000 or even 2,000 years ago, maybe. So not so far after Buddha Gautama was born. So that's why I went there. I wanted to go there. I was planning to, because it's regarding on what you see on the internet, on history. That's what it shows.
That's how people got this belief, because it's in the internet, because it's in the books. Like a lot of people wrote so many books about Buddha history and scenarios around it. Information you can find is on the net, either Google or other places.
Yes.
So when you read or when you see something, it's just still, it is not confirmation in yourself,
Yes.
but you just believe it.
Exactly. Yes.
By belief, you go there and
Exactly.
see it.
Exactly. But when I went to Sri Lanka, it was not only believing. So I felt very good in this country, very good energy, let's say, in general. But this you can feel in other places in the world anyway. But this place it has something special. When you see the people, when you see the animals, everything seems to live together. Also some other spirituality, not only Buddhism, but people are still really into it, and you can see it's still very common there. It's not usual in other countries.
As you hear, a lot of people in the world, when they search about Buddha, they hear the location to be India. When you search about Buddhism or Buddha Dhamma, the location to be India. But beyond that, not about the Dhamma. So the main thing about Buddhism, if somebody is searching or about Dhamma, Buddha, anything, the main thing is what did he teach or what did he show, what did he bring to the world. Location is important. There's a reason that it is important. It has to be precise where a Buddha has to be born. Two, that we will talk about that later. There's something in nature that has to come together even for a Buddha to born.
I see.
Kalaya is the time period or the era. Deepaya it's like the continent. It's like the Asian continent. And Desha is where he lived in the country,
Okay.
within the area like the province
I
or
see.
the city, that area. Kulaya is the caste or his status level, and Mava is the mother.
Okay.
So all these things has to be aligned, come
Yes.
together. There are deeper meanings for these things, but we are telling in a conventional more meaning. And when a Buddha is born, the reason he is born to that place is because his Dhamma, his teaching, has to be also understood by the people who live there.
Yeah.
So he will only come to a place where the people lives who can understand this,
I see.
who can become prajna. And also the language, people who can understand the language. When you hear about India, what do you hear as it like? What kind of country? Like religiously or something?
Religiously, it's mostly
Hindu.
Hinduism.
Yeah, that's
is
what
the main one.
Main one, and the whole world knows it's a Hindu country.
Yes.
The Buddha's preaching has been done not in Hindi, not in Sanskrit, not in another language. It's called Magadhi.
They say it's Pali, but now I've heard it's Magadhi.
Magadhi.
And it was the only text. Yes, and this is the ancient language of in Sri Lanka, not India. It's even right on the internet. Is that they also tell that all the scriptures and the texts that are still remaining, they are all from the ancient Sri Lankan language and not Indian. Because they only said that Buddha came to Sri Lanka. For example, in Kandy, the Tooth Temple is related to one of Buddha's relics. Yes,
Relics,
it's one of the relics. Then you have also Adam's Peak, the Buddha's feet. You have others in the countries. So it means that, and in India you don't have. So when you see all of these things together, it makes things very obvious. So even without knowing the Dhamma, without going deep into the Dhamma, from history, from your understanding, your judgment of, let's say, the things that are put in front of you, you can see that things are mostly in Sri Lanka. This is only the physical part, but then when you go and onto the knowledge of Dhamma, then you can see, once you meet people that knows it, you see it's there.
You have been practicing spirituality in many ways, right?
Yes.
So after you have heard or listened to Dhamma, in yourself, what do you feel? The other spirituality, you will still need to search and go after do things, so much more believing to do.
Yes.
I'm asking, how do you feel after Dhamma, whether it's a belief, whether it's like becoming a reality confirmation or an experience within you?
No, it's fully becoming and experiencing. There is nothing to believe. You have to experience it. You have to live it. So there is things to do in the present moments, being in nature and more other things. But this is also in the other spiritualities. But this Dhamma talks about it more deeply. Let's say that it's all the only thing that we have to change is only the present moment. It's ourselves. There is nothing physical. You don't have to learn any symbols. You don't have to read any book to worship. You don't have to do anything. It's only about yourself. It's as simple as it can get. There is nothing more related to. It's all related to yourself. There is nothing that you have to not. There is no place you have to go. There is no people you have to meet. I mean, yes, there are people you will meet and they will teach you about it. But once you know how to practice it, once you've felt the energy for once, when it's confirmed inside of you, there is nothing else to. It's only practicing on yourself.
Now, when the four places that when they were revealed,
Sermon, enlightenment, passing away, and birth.
Yes, sermon, passing away, enlightenment, and birth.
Yes.
Then Buddha have told that there are these four places. If you go to one of these places, the Buddha energy is there. So when he said Buddha energy is there, it's not only about his energy. Buddhas, there's many Buddhas, there's many arahats, many millions and millions of arahats in this existence there were. So what Buddha told, so you can go to one of these places and get commensurate with it, and get associated with the energy and make a determination. You go there, worship, light lamps, nothing will happen. When you go to these places, you have to make a determination in the place for yourself to become the same Buddha energy as the energy of other Buddhas. So then only you can get aligned with it, then only you can start to experience it. But before that, there's many things to do. You need to learn the proper Dhamma, need to learn the authentic Dhamma, need to practice uprooting greed, hate, delusion, and then once you are confident about it, then you go make the determination. In Sri Lanka, people are against the reality, against the truth that Buddha is born in Sri Lanka.
Yes, even myself, I have to tell people from Sri Lanka that Buddha was born in Sri Lanka, but I'm French. How? Because I've felt Dhamma and I'm experiencing it. I'm now following the path, and that's how I see reality. That's how you can see it. But still, even the Buddhism in Sri Lanka at the moment is still, they are still worshipping statues, and still they are still following not the authentic Dhamma, and also believing that Buddha was born in Lumbini, Nepal, or there things happened in India.
It's an experience. Just because even we say, or even Buddha come and say, that you will still just believe it without experiencing it. Once in your experience, even the other people say no, you don't have to worry with it. You are confident with yourself that energy is here. Like the Dhamma is true. You know what other people, the world tell you, you are fully confident. Truth about Dhamma, truth about Buddha, truth about the location, everything, you can experience it.
You can only feel it within yourself. It's the same as when you go to a certain place, you will feel familiar with it. When you meet someone, you will, let's say, like him or dislike him. You will feel it even before talking. In any situation, the first things that a human do is to follow his instinct, and then his instinct will tell him whether to do it, not to do it, to believe or not to believe. But then it's not a believing; it's an experiencing. And then you have confirmations also throughout in the physical world happening. You can also feel it in different ways, but only by trying to search for it. It's the only way to do it. But the people in Sri Lanka now, they are not following. They are people following the right way. That's how I've learned about it. That's the people I've met when I came and searched for it. But 95% and so, like, let's say 99% of the Buddhism that is practiced in the world by millions of people at the moment is not the right one.
Yeah, it's not the authentic Dhamma.
It's the religious.
It's a religion like any other religion.
Yes.
Because maybe from clothes, maybe from statues, maybe from the chants, maybe from the icons, maybe signs and symbols. But when you look at the reality of everything, everybody does the same thing in a religion.
Yes.
They use symbols, they use prayers, they use icons and people, regard people, high regard.
Yes.
Like preachers, there are titles.
Yes.
This is not authentic Dhamma. Authentic Dhamma, there's no title. Buddhahood is not a title. Buddha means a characteristic within you. You become that. Buddha is a friend. We call Kalyana Mitra. Kalyana Mitra means the guide, the friend who takes you along the path to Nibbana for complete liberation. That means liberation from whole existence.
I see.
Whole existence. Being in existence is the suffering. Like when you practice Dhamma, you will be able to understand it. The whole world practice today it's not the authentic Dhamma. Buddha talked about not being in existence in whatever spiritual way. It's a completely liberating from existence. That's only when you completely liberate.
Christian religion, for example, you can see that the message has been changed completely. Like a lot of people know now about it. It's not the original knowledge that Jesus was preaching. It has all been changed. So I also felt that it was going to be the same about Buddhism even before leaving France.
So we were talking about actually the, the conventional Buddhism, like the gist of it. The conventional Buddhism is, it's only about doing ceremonial things, customs, about people, about material things. That's the conventional Buddhism.
Yes.
That has become a business too. You need the statues, so people will make statues and sell it.
Yes.
You need the ropes, offer these things, so there's business around it.
Yes.
You need to build places
Yes.
and
It is
temples, and
it
this
is physical
it's
mostly.
all, everything is material.
When you really go deep into the spiritual part of it, let's say, you see that a lot of things are not doing according to the original message of Buddha. The way they are preaching and everything in
Yeah.
the conventional, it's like even in Sri Lanka, it's, let's say, I would call it even mediatic. I would say it like as a show, and not regarding the authentic Dhamma.
It is with finances. You have to deal with finances. It is about a business.
Yes.
And for these things there's media involved.
Yes.
Things like that. For the authentic Buddha Dhamma, there is no benefit that you personal benefit materialistically, starting from money, pleasures and anything that you gain. That's why it's slow. That's why people are not helping also. That's why there's not many people who are involvedly doing it for the rest of the world.
Yes.
For the, like, with the true intention of nothing for yourself, but to spreading this Dhamma, spreading this complete liberation to the other people. That authentic path, there's no gain for you.
Yes, exactly.
You will gain the most noble thing you can, nibbana, for yourself.
Yes.
The most expensive, if you want to put, the most valuable, anything in existence.
Yes.
The most of everything is nibbana. Once you understand that, there's nothing expensive or valuable or manly or anything that you can get from existence. Your whole self will become giving back to the rest of the world. In that, there's no profit that you can gain. That's why there's not many people are involved in this.
I see.
The conventional Buddhism, there's, like we discussed, like there's media, there's money, there's so many
Yes.
material things, so there's so many people involved in it.
Yes.
Thousands and thousands people will involve it. And also, you can see in the world, politicians, they use religions, to bring in religious people from other countries, get together and all that. Liberation, there's no involvement or anything. It's completely liberation.
Yes.
Liberation. Everything else is for benefit,
Yes.
for power, for
I see.
money,
I
for
see.
material things, for land, for titles, for status. It's all about that. The people who practice the conventional Buddhism, some people get it. Some people, start to realize this is the authentic Dhamma, but then they create themselves for this to be a bigger problem, to having to let go. Because the amount you are attached to, the bondage you have, you feel like, when you're slowly removing something, when you're slowly detaching from something, it feels like a lot.
Yes.
When you truly know that you have to detach.
Yes. This Dhamma is difficult to handle at the beginning.
Yes.
It's very powerful, so your ego is being pushed out immediately when you realize that you only can do it, and you are the only thing that is the reason why you are not achieving nibbana is yourself. If you are not doing it now, it's only yourself. So you have control of it ar- around all around the day. It's not only, it's at every moment that, and some people get like, they get anxious of this feeling about it. It's This is only because it's only vijnana and prajna that are
Yeah. Vijnana,
changing.
vijnana is what bring us on existence. Vijnana, the English word conventionally is consciousness. So if you are inconscious about anything,
Yes.
you are in existence.
Yes.
You will either try to find the good of it or the bad of it, the right of it or the wrong of it, the high of it, the low of it. Like that, you are in existence. Consciousness brings you along existence. But to liberate from whole existence, to achieve ultimate liberation, complete nibbana, is prajna. That means current state. Not when you are conscious about something, you are not actually seeing it as it is. For you to be conscious about something, you need to have an identification for it. At least like energetically you will try to identify it with something you already know,
Yes, yes,
something you already also experience.
yes,
But nibbana is completely liberating of being conscious about anything.
yes,
That is, for that you what we need is prajna, which is like the knowledge about current state, that you don't get identified with anything. So at that moment, because you are not identified, there's no judgment you need to do, there's no clinging you need to have, there's no detachment you need to, like aversion, you don't need to like it or dislike it, you don't need to be pleased by it or not displeased by it. This is what is hard for people to, we think conventionally we have to like something, we have to be pleased about something, we have to be displeased about something, we have to dislike something. But that is what Buddha said, delusion. Raga is being pleased by something, dvesha is being displeased by something, moha is the judgment you have, the criticism you have in your mind to measure and achieve whatever you want to achieve.
I see.
The delusion. So when you do not get identified with anything, there's no judgment you need to have, you need to do. So you are completely liberated at that moment which is prajna. At that moment you are prajna. At that moment you are not consciousness.
I see.
At that moment you are prajna because you are not conscious about. Not conscious about anything means not, your state is not like you are stupid or like you
Yes,
don't understand anything or you can't really understand your surrounding. It's not that. You don't cling to, you don't judge anything. You just let everything happen as it is. Whoever comes to you and tells something, you don't need to be either pleased or displeased, because you see the reality as itself. That mind and that body is not yourself, and
I
you
see.
have no control of how the thoughts arise, their emotions, their feelings, everything that happens within them. When you see the reality as itself, actually you don't have control over it.
Yes,
Then you don't need to judge.
yes,
If I judge, then I'm doing according to my will, according to my liking, that this person should talk about these things or behave like this, or according to my disliking, that this person should not talk like this or behave like that. That in that self, what happens in me is delusion. I'm judging, I'm criticizing, because why? I'm ignorant about the reality.
I see.
Heshar is asking, why do you want to learn Dhamma? Why do you want to go along this path? What is your intention? What's the ultimate thing that you are expecting going along this path?
I would say it's to feel like fulfilled. It's to feel good in life, because doing different things will bring you different, let's say, joys, pleasures, and everything. But when you think about it, when you question, I was questioning myself since I was very young about it. Like, what is the right thing to do in my life? Is it only things for? Is it only for me? Is it for others? Is there something that we should do that is good, better for me, better for you? For who is going to learn it to me? Maybe the school tell you to go and like go for a job, or you can be an artist, you can be, every people have different things. So I was questioning, and then I found spirituality that is explaining how things are happening, what is also astrology, what you should follow, and everything. So Dhamma gives all the answers, and with these answers you are understanding how you have to be in the present moment, and for what reason you need to do it. And then once you practice it, you feel that actually there is nothing. It's common for everyone. What everyone is actually to achieve nirvana, but they don't know about it. It's very special.
You mean the same thing? They have to do the same thing, not many different things, right?
Exactly. It's but the thing is, not everyone has been practicing the same, and not everyone has the same is born the same way, etc. We are all unique on that way. So there are people will understand it more quickly than others. Some people will never understand it on this life, but that's very different for everyone. But actually, everyone is searching for something. No one has actually got the answers. They will always question, try, experience. That's why people go traveling. That's why people change. That's why people change relationship, change friends, change locations, because they don't find the full fulfillment. That's what everyone is looking for. That's what I was looking for. But this fulfillment is not through material; it's through spiritual. Then I was searching for that truth that explains it. And then Dhamma came to me when I visited Sri Lanka. When I visited Sri Lanka, you feel that things get more clear. You can see it more. And the Buddhism I was searching in the north of India or in Nepal was actually, I found it in Sri Lanka. Throughout meeting people, being related to that energy and to search for it inside of myself. Answers are coming when you have the right determination, ask yourself the right question, ask the people who knows it. That's how you find it for yourself.
Up to now, you have this understanding,
Yes.
and but we know there's a long way for us to go.
Yes.
There's so many things we need to understand, search more Dhamma.
Yes.
And like you said, authentically, this is all about yourself, what is happening within you.
Yes.
To see the reality of it, then you can see a reality the outside of yourself. Lastly, Julian, I want to ask you, are you an NGO?
NGO, no, absolutely not. I came really on my own. First of all, Sri Lanka was the country that I liked the most. I've been traveling a lot of my life, around 35 countries with my previous job, also with my parents, on my own. Originally, I was born in the south of France, and I lived there throughout my whole life. About the work, I was working on private yachts, so the boats. I was working at sea, and also we were traveling around. I've seen many kinds of people in my life. I've seen millionaires, billionaires. I've been traveling to other countries where people had not much money. I've met quite a lot of people for someone who is 25, and I've always questioned people. That's something I've always been doing, to try to find the truth, how people behave, how people are. My friends started to talk about spirituality. One of my very good friends also going to other places, trying to read books, also get this knowledge. And then I decided to come to Sri Lanka on my own, because that's the country where I found the most peace, fulfillment, even without practicing Dhamma every day. It's a very pleasant country. People are very welcoming. Also, it's known for that, and it's a authentic country in a lot of ways. And nowadays the world is not going in a lot of Western countries. The world is not going, let's say, in the right direction. So you have to kind of to come back to the source. This is the source for me.
We will do more programs right in the future to explain about the world and everything, how it's going, and how you can see everything through Dhamma.
Yes.
And also how to liberate from all the things that are going to happen in the future. So we will have more talks in the future.